Okay, folks, welcome everybody to our first episode of Cop Chat with our community-oriented policing unit. My name is Anthony D'Amarin. I'm a 30-year resident, over a 30-year resident of Edison, and special assistant to the mayor as well. Before I introduce everyone here with me tonight, I want to take a moment to talk about how we got here today. Myself and Sergeant Don Shipp approached Mayor Lanke regarding a Q&A style format with residents to build a stronger relationship within the community and our police department. The mayor was extremely receptive, and we thank him for his support. The officers will talk more about what the objective of community policing is and the specific purpose of what the format will be. Before diving in, we'd like to thank the Franklin Police Department and their community policing unit for all their guidance. They do something very similar, folks, which actually sparked the idea for this show. They were gracious enough to meet with us, and we went to their community policing building, and they couldn't have been more helpful and insightful. And we look forward to sharing more ideas and working with them in the future. So thank you to the Franklin Police Department. This format is going to be open to all of you, the residents of Edison, to ask questions regarding public safety matters. We look forward to hearing from everyone. However, we request that everybody keeps the questions relevant to the topic of public safety. Although we will be Facebook Live, I believe we're streaming right now, Facebook Live as well. And you could go to the Edison Police Department Facebook page. I believe it's streaming right from there. But we will only be taking questions through the Zoom format, written or verbal. Without further ado, with me today is, I'm glad to introduce our Chief of Police, Tommy Bryant. How you doing, Chief?
Thank you, Anthony.
And we have Sergeant Don Shipp, head of the Community-Oriented Policing Unit, and Officer Shirley Dong as well is with us as well from the Community-Oriented Policing Unit. Sarge, do you want to introduce yourself and talk more about what we're doing, what the purpose of this format's going to be?
Sure. I'm Sergeant Donald Shipp. I was hired 10 years ago in 2011, promoted to the rank of sergeant in 2020. I was assigned to the Police Administration Bureau and specifically the Community-Oriented Policing Unit. I'm happy to head this unit to utilize my 2 master's degrees to implement a fresh, comprehensive approach to community-oriented policing. One of our main missions is to give back to the community, and Officer Dong is here with me today.
Officer Don.
Good evening, everyone. First and foremost, I would like to thank everyone for tuning in to our very first session of Cop Chat. I'm Officer Dong. I started working for the Edison Police Department at the age of 19. I started off as a Edison Police Auxiliary Officer as well as a public safety telecommunicator, also known as a 911 dispatcher. In 2016, I got hired as a full-time police officer, and this is my 5th year on. Prior to getting transferred to the community-oriented policing unit, I worked in a patrol division. Sergeant Shipp and I were actually partners in patrol for 3 years. We worked extremely well on the road together, and even better in this unit. We share similar visions and ideas when it comes to bettering the relationship between the police department and the community. I'm very excited to be here tonight, and hope you guys enjoy the show.
And Chief of Police, sir.
Thank you, Anthony. Well, first off, I'd like to thank everyone for tuning in. I'm extremely proud of our police department and, of course, of our new community-oriented police unit. As you can see, I have very competent officers that have a myriad of leadership abilities to be able to move the department forward and our community-oriented policing initiative forward to build a better bridge that gap between the community and the police department.
I think that's very important, sir, and today more than ever. So thank you for joining us tonight.
Thank you.
For points of light, we're going to start off with Officer Don.
All right. Since the formation of the Community-Oriented Policing Unit in November of 2020, Operation Thanksgiving was launched. We delivered turkey baskets to every resident in need who contacted us. We followed up with Cops for Tots for the holiday season. Cops for Tots is a toy drive where all toys collected go back to Edison children in need. We are proud to announce that we collected over 4,000 pieces of toys, and every single piece of those toys were collected and distributed directly to Edison children in need by our unit.
Sergeant Don Chip.
Yeah, some other points of lights. I just want to thank our PBA Local 75. Without their partnership, none of this would have came to fruition. It's through partnerships that we are able to do this. I want to thank RCCG Lighthouse of Edison. It's a church in North Edison. Most recently, they supplied us with cleats. We put it out there. Each resident who wanted to or were in need of cleats for the sports season, we gave it to them. We know that a lot of people are suffering because of the COVID-19 pandemic, and we want to make them whole as best as we can. Most recently, we reached out to Coach Cal, who's a great guy. His league needed some cleats, and also Coach Cal is in touch with a lot of the community. We're finding that the older individuals or children do not want to come forward and ask, per se, us for the cleats. So Coach Cal was a good community leader that we can effectuate that with. Also, I want to thank Wegmans and ShopRite. We were able to give the community gift cards for food when they needed them. They have been great partners to the unit. And also, I would like to thank the USDA for giving us food boxes that we distributed to, elderly persons and people who could not leave their house. That was one of the most rewarding projects I've worked on, because when I went to the houses, just their smile saying, the police are doing this. They didn't expect us to, come out there and support them. They're used to seeing, some individuals are used to seeing police officers as their first interaction as a negative one, and we're changing that today here in Edison.
Sergeant, I want to just touch base on that too. When you're out there on the road, out in the community, what kind of responses are you getting from different people? Trying to bridge that gap, like you spoke about. Are people being receptive to it?
Absolutely. We're getting not only people coming up to us, the phone calls, the emails. It's really rewarding with my team, Shirley Dong and Officer Jennifer Iorio, along with our traffic unit who support us when needed. The feedback has been great. You knock on someone's door and, they come out and they want to give you a hug. It's just very rewarding. And I'm happy that this unit was reestablished so that we can better serve the people of Edison.
Officer Don?
I want to piggyback on what Sergeant Ship was just saying. With the formation of this unit, it allows us to go out into the community and let the residents get more familiarized with our faces. Our information is passed on to business owners, residents, and now we're seeing that because we build the trust and connection with them, they are more comfortable with reaching out to us. I myself, I'm a daughter of 2 Chinese American immigrants. Growing up, I know for a fact that they were not comfortable with speaking to the police because they were afraid of the language barrier. And because of my position, I am able to go out and introduce myself to them, and we've gotten so much positive feedback from them.
Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. Folks, we are going to now, we're going to open it up to the public. And the way the questions are going to go, you could actually, I'm working it behind the computer here, so just bear with me. If you want to state a written question, I have one written question up here already. Feel free to ask away. If you want to ask one verbally, I believe you could just hit the raise your hand button, and we could go from there. First question up. I can't pronounce the name. Kananen. Any leads on the unseized car thefts happening in Edison community over the last couple months? Any you guys want to comment on the car thefts?
Yes, the Detective Bureau is working on that. And the way our unit is helping them out is when we're out there, we're making those connections to bridge the gap with the community. While we're out there interacting, we are gaining knowledge that we then can forward to the Detective Bureau. And right now, it is under investigation, but we are working closely and hardly to close the case.
Thanks a lot, Sarge. And guys, this is the point of the format. I just want to remind everybody, going forward, we'll be hosting this format once a month. I don't believe we have a date set up for next month, but we encourage people to ask questions. Any public safety related matters that you guys want answered, this will be your opportunity to really ask these questions. These officers are very, very forthcoming, extremely personable. And I encourage folks that have any questions or concerns, comments, suggestions, whatever it may be, to use this opportunity and this format to ask those questions and raise those concerns. So, folks, if you have any questions, any other questions for us, definitely let us know. I'm looking online right now. I don't see any yet. I have one. Hold on one second here. EPD doing a great work, and we are so proud of you. Is Community Policing Group going to set up programs for kids this summer? That's the next question.
Yes, we are working closely with the Township Administration and our Health Director, Jay Elliott. Once we get the green light, we have a huge array of programs that we would like to implement here in Edison. And we're also going to work with our Recreation Department as well.
Okay. Next question we have is, what is Edison doing to protect Asian Americans in Edison with regard to the uptick in attacks against Asians?
Well, we have not seen an uptake in attack on Asians in Edison Township, but we do have what's called directed patrol out there. I have a very good relationship with all the community leaders. Our officers are out there. They're looking for any problem. And of course, the public, they are the eyes and the ears. So if they see anything, please call and say something.
Okay. Thank you, Chief. We have Officer Don stating that there, hold on, folks, I'm just trying to keep, is there any truth to the rumor that there is an individual impersonating a police officer in the township? If anybody wants to comment on that, as there's might be there's a lot of rumors out there about a lot of things, but I don't know if you guys.
Yeah, Anthony, we don't have any anything of the sort.
Okay. Let's see here. Officer Dong stated that they are out in the community, and I'm sorry, folks, I just lost it again. Here it goes. Stated that they're out in the community, and the officer stated that the older kids do not, as the questions come in, do not come forward. So how do you feel, how do they feel that they are connecting? I'm sorry, lost it again. Give me 1 second, folks. This is our first show, so I just lost the feed here. Hold on 1 second. You guys see that now? I can't read that. Oh, here it is. Got it back. All right. Just bear with me. Okay, so they are out in the community, and the officer stated that the older kids do not come forward. So how do they feel that they are connecting with the community?
The mission of our unit is to bridge the gap between the police department and the community. One of our solutions to make people feel more comfortable to speak to us is simply by going out, speaking to them, interacting with them, not because a crime has occurred. And simple things such as distributing toys or food to the family is really making a positive impact in bridging the gap with the community. And with the cleats that we've recently just distributed to the Edison boys baseball teams, and as well as other students in need, they are very thankful, and we've received emails and phone calls from parents and children from the township thanking us.
Okay. Okay.
Anthony, if I can add to
Yeah,
that.
go ahead, Sarge.
Just be aware that through the COVID-19 pandemic, our hands were really tied, but we're going to be out there on our bicycles patrolling those neighborhoods. And one of the things that we want to implement, if we see a group of children on bicycles or they're playing basketball, softball, we're going to get out of our car, we're going to approach them and we're going to play with them and interact with them. We may join them, shoot some hoops or something like that, but that's a way to start and bridge the gap. But a lot of people were very fearful because of the COVID-19 pandemic, and we had to, utilize, some caution with distances. But now that we're seeing light at the end of the tunnel, those are some of the programs that we're going to implement. If you'd like to know more about what we're going to do, email me, cop@edisonpd.org.
Thank you, Sarge. Next question I see here is, what is the procedure to get speed bumps in a neighborhood? How does somebody go about starting that process?
The procedure to get speed bumps in a neighborhood, I believe you would have to call the zoning department and engineering. They have to come out and do an assessment. And I believe our traffic unit would do a speed survey with the tools that we have to actually find out if it's warranted and if it can be done. And again, you can email me at cop@edisonpd.org and I'll follow up with the correct information.
We have a very good question here. Somebody recently just moved to Edison and would like to know how can we as a public can help you guys, the police, and become a volunteer? Is there a neighborhood watch or something of that sort?
If you would like to help us, you want to become a volunteer, it depends on your age. If you want to be a police explorer, or police auxiliary, or if you want to help us with our community engagement, that's something we will like to take on too. If you can email me or call us at 732-248-6462. We are very happy that our community wants to get involved. And if you're the type of person that wants to get involved with your direct neighborhood, you can, what I can say, be our community leader. If you don't want to be that title, you can be the de facto community leader, and you can help us out with some neighborhood watch programs that we're going to re-implement.
And I encourage folks, I guess, to the auxiliary is a good route too. Officer Dong, you started off as an auxiliary, correct?
Yes.
And how was that experience?
Not that I only get to help out the community, but I also got some firsthand experience of what being a police officer is all about. It is extremely rewarding. I highly recommend it, whether it's just for helping out the community, giving back, or if you would like to become a law enforcement officer in the future.
And you go through like an academy and stuff like that. Is that correct? Like
Yes.
you get training on certain things.
Yes.
Okay.
And while you're on duty as a Edison Police Auxiliary Officer, you have the same rights as a police officer. However, you don't carry a gun.
Okay. All right. Thank you. We're going to take a call right now. I'm just going to learn. This is Lisa. I believe, hold on one second. Okay. Is Lisa with us?
I'm here.
Hello, Lisa. How are you?
Good. Hello, guys. How is everybody?
Fantastic. What's your question, Lisa?
Well, I actually have two questions.
Okay.
My first question is, with the ongoing pandemic and the fact that many children have been on remote learning, and there's been a high rise in depression and other issues with children, does Edison Police offer anything to the children to help them in a time of crisis? I mean, I know you guys see me there every Wednesday, so I'm just asking for other people. Is there any information out there for other people who might want to reach out to the police department for help in situations that, as parents, are beyond what we can handle?
Yes, Lisa, thanks for calling in. Depending on the situation, what we can do is we can call our Rutgers Behavioral Health. They can, have an assessment, and if that assessment warrants, they can have mobile outreach come out and speak with them. And if it rises to the level, we can get a social worker involved to, guide the family along and, kind of coach them and see what's in the best interest of the family. And if anyone needs information for that, they can email me again at cop@edisonpd.org, and we'll facilitate that for you.
Excellent. Thank you. Can I ask my second question?
Sure.
Okay, with the false information on Facebook in regards to the COVID vaccine, Have any of you had experience with the COVID vaccine, and can you give your input on it? There's a lot of fake information out there that is scaring people out of wanting to get that particular vaccine.
So, Lisa, our experience here has been very positive. The only feedback we seem to be getting is with the Pfizer and Moderna on the second shot, the second vaccination, some recipients received some mild problems like a cold or a little bit of chills or something to that effect. But we have not had anything major happen to any of our officers.
So you find it to be rather safe for people.
Yes, I do. All the research that we've conducted, all the medical professionals that we've spoken to, we haven't had any problems. Not at all. I think it's very safe.
Great. Thank you, guys.
No problem. Thank you, Lisa.
Our pleasure.
You're welcome.
Let's see here. We do have, I just saw a good question. Hold on. Let me pull it back up here. Is there a safe exchange zone available if I would like to make a Facebook marketplace purchase or sale where people in person while being safe? If so, where can I find it?
Yes, citizens can actually come to headquarters and come down through the and be greeted by the officer downstairs in the conning tower. So that is our zone to be able to, assist our citizens in being able to do that, both with Craigslist or Facebook or any kind of sale like that.
So there you have, guys, that if you are going to sell something or buy something online, maybe do they have to call ahead of time, or they just is an appointment?
Yes, Anthony, they should call ahead of time
Okay.
and schedule that.
Okay.
But there's somebody here around the clock so they can be assisted.
Thank you, Chief. Okay. Let's see here. If there's any other questions on that want to call in, I don't see. I thought I saw one, but here's one. Okay, hold on 1 second. We're going to allow to talk. Okay, hello.
Oh, sorry.
Hello.
Hey, how are you, Anthony?
Good. How are you?
How are you, officers? Nice. Thank you for taking my call. My question is, in light of recent events, what has gone on throughout our nation in last year and a half. So, what, if anything, that Edison Police Department, I've seen cops around, and cops live in my neighborhood, and I talk with them all the time. But is there like a special trainings were provided to the police department to whether deal with this whole racial issue and insensitivity to make, communities or minority communities comfortable speaking and reaching out to Edison Police Department and provide like more of a sense of like a whole community, maybe outreach program to other communities, make them feel that, hey, that at Edison, we're going to do everything right and by the law, considering what has happened around the country. Thank you for taking my call.
No problem. Thank you.
So thank you for your question. It's a very good question. First off, all our officers go through mandated training through the Attorney General's office, through the prosecutor's office on bias training and cultural differences. It was my goal, becoming the chief in 2008, to diversify our police department to reflect the community that we serve. And with the help of Mayor Lanke, who I appreciate very, very much, we were able to achieve that goal, and we continue to do that. Our department is very diversified. We have numerous officers that come from a lot of different cultural backgrounds and speak different languages. So again, I'm very proud of the police department, and they interact very well with our community. And again, I'm very close with all the community leaders in Edison Township.
Thank you, Chief. We have a good question here. How can we support people in need in the community?
Yes, if you would like to support people in need in the community, my unit, Community-Oriented Policing Unit, we facilitate that by taking your information. If you have something you want to donate, or if you would like to even make the donation with us, we will partner with you and help facilitate that. And if there's people that you want to help that you don't have their information, we have a running list of needy people within our township, and we can get those goods or services to them that you wish to offer.
Thank you. Thank you. We got another call here. Let's allow to talk. Boom. Hello. Hello.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes. How you doing?
Well, I want to thank you guys for what you do in the community. I also had a question though. I've saw a lot of departments post across the state. I mean, in regards to the new law that Murphy passed, in regards to the marijuana bill, it said something about parents can't be notified, kind of thing. I mean, it's just a concern. I mean, how can parents get involved? I mean, just for education, because I mean, we've seen cases where it's addiction and everything. I mean, is there anything to help parents and everyone get involved though? Education.
So that was reversed. That was
Oh, it was?
reversed.
Okay.
Yes. And yeah, we can
Oh.
notify the parents now. Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
There you have it.
Thank you.
No problem. Thank you. Okay, we have another question here. Let's. Hello.
Hello,
Hello. What is your
can
question?
you guys hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, thanks for this Zoom session. This is really helpful. The question I have is in a community which is Woodbrook Corners of Talmadge Road, for the last 6 months, we have 3 or 4 incidents of auto theft where people come and they have been stealing cars. I think we already have 3 or 4 cars that have been stolen. Can you please tell us what can the Edison police do to stop such type of car thefts?
All right. Thank you for your question. Want to see?
Yes. Hello, sir.
Yes.
Yes, what I would like to do with you is come and meet with you in your neighborhood. We can conduct an assessment. We can check and give out some camera registration forms to see who has footage. And also what I would like to do, if you want to be, community leader, so we can find any other concerns in your neighborhood so we can address them properly.
Yeah, that would be really helpful.
Okay, so email me at cop@edisonpd.org with your information, and we'll get back to you to arrange that.
Sure. Okay, thanks a lot.
All right. Thank you. We have one more question here. Let's see. Hello. Hello. I guess they're not there anymore. We'll go to the next one. Oh. Okay. We have Nina or Natin. I'm sorry, I can't. Natin. Allowed. Hello. They're not there. Okay. And let's check the written questions here. A few. Has there been any talk to establishing a police substation at the north end of the township? It was talked about for years, but never heard anything since.
So yes, there was talk some years ago. However, we have 2 platoons, 3 shifts. We have officers out there 24/7. So the entire township is covered around the clock 24/7. We have different districts, 6 districts that are covered. And there's no need for a substation in the north end right now.
Okay. And I think I think I went through just about all of them. I saw Sergeant Ship. If somebody wanted to ask a question, if I missed anybody, I'm trying to go through them now. How can they have a question between now and our next episode? How can they reach out to you? Maybe ask a question, concerns, comments, contact info?
Yes, you can email me at cop@edisonpd.org or call 732-248-6462. This is for any reason or concern you may have, even if it's not related to community-oriented policing. We'll point you in the right direction.
Okay. And I think that's just about it. If I missed anybody, I do apologize. We wanted to try to get everybody in. But Again, you have the contact info for Sergeant Ship. We will be doing this format every single month. We don't have a date picked for next month yet, correct? But we'll be announcing that soon. I look at the response here. It looks extremely. Many people are on here, and if you do have any questions between now and then, again, you have Sergeant Ship's contact info. We'll be posting it. I'm sure they're going to be posting it on their website as well. And any questions for the administration as well, feel free to reach out to me. And my email is adeamorin, DEAMORIN, at edisonnj.org. I'm sorry, I'm still getting used to the email. So again, any questions for the administration, I'll definitely pass that along and get answers for you. Any questions that we can't answer maybe during an episode, we will definitely take note of it and get back to you with the correct answer. And we really appreciate everybody coming out and tuning in tonight. I think the response has been terrific. Any closing statements, guys? Anybody want to say anything before we head off?
First off, Anthony, thank you very much. Great job. It's a great initiative. I want to thank the mayor also. And I want to thank the public for tuning in. It's a great initiative. And again, if anybody has any concerns or questions, they can always email me at tbryan@edisonpd.org. And I want to thank my officers. Great job. And just everybody be safe out there.
Okay. Okay, hold on. Do we have one more? Let's see. One more here. Hello, Lisa? Hello?
Hey, Anthony, I saw a great question on the Q&A,
Okay.
and it was asking if Edison Police had any special training in dealing with special needs population.
There we go. I missed one.
We do.
You do? Okay. Sergeant Ship.
Yes, we do have special training in dealing with special needs population. We do it and we get training in our Power DMS. We also get video training that shows us how to handle someone who has a mental disability, autism, or they just may be nonverbal for any reason. So we do receive intensive training that allows us and lets us know how to interact with that person, because you have to have a special manner when you're dealing with them if they have a disability.
All right.
Very good.
All right. Thank you, Lisa, for that question.
Thank you.
No problem. And again, guys, this format is for all of you residents to use this opportunity to ask these questions. I thought the questions were very good tonight, very receptive, and I would just want to thank everybody again for tuning in. And we will be putting out something shortly regarding the date and time for the next episode of Cop Chat. And I just want to thank everybody, thank the Chief of Police for joining us, and everybody working behind the scenes as well. Thank everybody for their help and contribution to this. And we'll be talking to everybody soon. Thank you and stay safe.